Are we live? I said, are we live? All right, we are live. Welcome to Brotha Derrick's Wrestle Talk. We cover wrestling. Basically, we cover everything. But on this particular channel, we are covering the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. With the COVID outbreak, with everything shutting down, no NBA, no Major League season starting, at least we still got our professional wrestling. It's in an empty arena, and I know without the crowd, it's not the same. But WWE and AEW are still trying to put out content for our entertainment for us to watch and enjoy. So I was grateful that they did do the WrestleMania, and we covered WrestleMania Part 1, WrestleMania Part 2. This is the first Raw after WrestleMania, and usually people look forward to it. Did it live up to expectation? Well, we're going to find out. So let's play the theme song that I made for the show, and let's get to it. Alrighty, everyone. Let's get to it. The first Raw after WrestleMania weekend. This is the first time that we actually had WrestleMania on Saturday and Sunday. Normally we have NXT TakeOver on Saturday, and then we have WrestleMania on Sunday. The NXT TakeOver is going to actually, the matches are going to appear on their weekly shows on Wednesday night instead of doing it pay-per-view style. So we got that to look forward to in these trying times that we're dealing with. But tonight, the Monday after WrestleMania, I realized something while that song was playing. I'm actually on the wrong channel. I'm supposed to be on Brotha Derrick Wrestle Talk, but I'm on Minister Brotha Derrick. But that's okay. We're not going to stop and start again. No. We're not going to stop and start again. I'll just let it sit here. Maybe I'll transfer it over later on. But anyway, since we're here, let's get into it. I got my notes here. Now, it opened. It's the show after WrestleMania. So it opened with a couple of WrestleMania images. I'm not going to repeat them because you can go look at the show. And I covered both Saturday and Sunday. Both of those are covered. So if you want to know what happened at WrestleMania, look at those two shows. Now, let's get to it. They started out with Asuka versus Liv Morgan. Why they didn't open up with Drew McIntyre, the new champion? Becky Lynch successfully defended her women's championship. Why they didn't start with her? Instead, they started out with Asuka versus Liv Morgan. Now, I'll give it to Liv Morgan. She gave Asuka a run for the money. But you see, they try to push you just to knock you down. Now, on the pre-show of the WrestleMania pay-per-view, the pre-show, the part that nobody watches, okay? Because I didn't watch it. Apparently, Liv Morgan and Natalya had a pretty good match. I've heard some people say it was the best match of the whole card. But I didn't watch it because, who cares? They made Asuka look like a fool after Asuka was so dominant in NXT. They brought her to the main roster and made her look like a fool. And instead of letting her and Kairi Sane defend the ladies tag team championships, they made her feud and lose to Becky Lynch. Because they don't have nobody. Well, they picked up some new people today. So hopefully Becky Lynch will have somebody to bury. Because that's all the WWE does. They take NXT stars. That's why, should this be called NXT Monday Night or should it be called Raw Monday Night? Because almost every match had an NXT or former NXT star in it. I'm dead serious. Almost every match had an NXT star or NXT come-upper. Almost every match had an NXT star in it. I'm dead serious. So let's start. You had Asuka against Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan made a good accounting of herself. She actually jumped on the second turnbuckle while holding on to Asuka and gave her a code breaker off the ropes. It really looked good. But Asuka landed a vicious knee strike. And then she slapped on her chicken wing chokehold. I forgot what she called it. It was Bob Backlund's hold, the chicken wing. You can call it whatever you want to call it. It's the chicken wing. So Asuka won. Then they showed the highlights from the Becky Lynch, Shayna Baszler women's tag team match. And then you had Becky Lynch give a promo. And just like I said yesterday, the reason why Shayna Baszler didn't win the championship is because she wouldn't have had nobody to fight. because Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch have made every woman in the division look stupid. And then at the pay-per-view last month, they let Shayna Baszler beat the 5 ladies single-handedly in an elimination match. So she beat all 5 ladies. So basically, there's nobody for Becky Lynch to defend the championship again. So Becky Lynch invited her to come for a rematch. Well, who else would you fight? Then they went to an interview with Shayna Baszler, and she got a towel over her head, looking like Mike Tyson after he got beat by Buster Douglas, head down. And she talking about the agony of defeat. The agony of defeat, just, and trying to look mean. Honey, you better hope you're not buried. The next time you fight Becky, you better win. If not, you're done. Nobody gonna take you seriously. Let's continue on. Oh, before we get, I want to make one point real quick, y'all. To those of y'all who might be wondering it or didn't think about it, I want you to realize something. In 2 back-to-back WrestleManias, Becky Lynch, who posed to be the man, who posed to be the face of the company, she won both her matches with lucky roll-ups, lucky penitents, not skill. So how is she the most dominant female when she can't beat her opponents? She didn't beat Ronda Rousey and make her tap out or pin her one. She rolled her up. And on the 3 count, Rousey's shoulder wasn't on the mat. So you got a blemish there. So last WrestleMania, when you won the championship, Becky Lynch, okay, you really didn't win it, okay? So whenever Ronda Rousey come back, y'all gonna have to finish that. 2, Shayna Baszler had you in her clutch and was trying to choke you out. And you bridged back. And why Shayna didn't let go of it and get up, I don't know. But you got the 3 count. You didn't beat her. You barely escaped. So let's get that straight. And I think that's what they're doing to try to extend this feud out. I just want to make that point clear. Now, we got a rematch of a title match that happened that should not have happened last night. The Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Austin Theory. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The Street Profits were NXT Tag Team Champions. They got brought up. Now they the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions on the big roster. Right? Do y'all know that Angel Garza is a former NXT Cruiserweight Championship winner, and Austin Theory is fresh out the WWE Performance Center. He's also an NXT star. So all 4 men in the match are NXT stars. And the manager of Garza and Theory, Selena Vega, is also from NXT. So the Street Profits beat them yesterday, or should I say Sunday night. They defended their tag team champions against them. Once again, why they got a title shot, I don't know. How you come up from NXT and get a title shot, I don't know. That shows you how poorly they devalue these championships. When I was growing up, the championship meant something. Now, they just passed it around like they're playing hot potato. But anyway, so you got these 5 people in this match. They're all from NXT. So there's no Raw superstars. No superstars that were all built up. But anyway, the Street Profits win. Selena Vega comes in and they triple team Montez Ford. I'd like to make a correction real quick that I did yesterday. Yesterday I said that Angelo Dawkins was the wife of Bianca Belair. I was mistaken. It's Montez Ford, the skinny one of the Street Profits. The one with the red cup. That's the wife. I mean, Bianca Belair is his wife. While I'm mentioning that, Selena Vega, who always comes down looking sexy in a dress or some nice hip hugging pants, she came down in her wrestling gear. So what did that tell you? That tells you that she was going to wrestle. But this is a tag team men's championship match. So why is the manager of the challenger wearing wrestling gear? Because she's going to wrestle. And we'll get to that. The phone froze on me. What the heck? Where are the Viking Raiders at? Where is the AOP, the Authors of Pain at? Where is the B team? Why are Angel Garza and Austin Theory getting tag team opportunities when they're not a tag team? They're a makeshift. They're thrown together. But anyway, like I said, I don't know what they're doing on Monday Night Raw. But like I said, the same match from yesterday was today. The Street Profits won. And the same thing they did yesterday. Even though Garza and Angel lose, with the help of Selena Vega, they still wind up beating up on Bianca Belair's husband. Which brings her out. Her music plays. Her husband getting triple teamed by two men and a woman. And the woman is kicking him. She's up there twirling her braid around and spinning around and doing her normal interest while her husband getting triple teamed. Do y'all know how retarded that makes her look? So after she finished dancing on the stage, she runs down. She puts her hands on Selena Vega, knocks her out the ring. Then she's supposed to be telling her, "I'll go here now." And if y'all remember, when Charlotte Flair was getting a match up against the NXT champion, Flair was on Raw. And she won the Royal Rumble, and you can choose what championship you want. The Raw Championship, the SmackDown Championship, or you can go down to NXT and challenge that person. The champion, Rhea, she came on Raw and asked Charlotte to challenge her so that the NXT Championship could be on WrestleMania. And when Charlotte came down to answer Rhea Ripley about facing her at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair said, "You don't go here." So that's where that phrase come from. So today she told Selena Vega, even though she was looking in the camera, Selena Vega's up there on the floor. She's looking in the camera, talking to Selena Vega, who's on the other side of the ring on the damn floor. I don't understand that, but okay. I can ignore that. Her husband getting triple teamed and she dancing on the stage. We had to ignore that, okay? Then we got to know the fact that she probably talking to somebody and looking the other way. It's these little things, you know, that people that have been watching this for a while, you know, it's not logical. But anyway, she challenges Selena Vega to a match. Now, isn't that strange? That Selena Vega, who always comes out in something sexy, got wrestling gear on. So now the two women fight. Let me check my notes, because I'm sure. I even wrote here in my notes. Zelina Vega is coming out not in the dress, but she's wearing wrestling gear. That means that Bianca Belair at some point is going to be involved in this match. Why is Selena Gomez coming out here in wrestling gear? You see how the WWE is so predictable. Maybe I'm wrong, but we had the same opening sequence that we had at WrestleMania. I mean, the exact same sequences. They did the exact same moveset, including doing the double pancake drop, Garza on a Theory. They did a double drop kick, and we went to commercial. We came back, the Street Profits were getting dominated, but then they fought back, and it was the same thing that happened the day before. There was nothing new to tell you about what happened. But Montez Ford hit a DDT and went to the top rope. Selena held on to the manager, the female manager of Garza, and Theory held on to the leg of Montez Ford. The referee disqualified him. So they beating up Montez Ford because Angelo Dawkins was outside the ring. And Zelina Vega is kicking kicking Montez Ford in his face. His wife come out there, she starts spinning around, she starts dancing, then she runs down to the ringside. She comes in there, she beats her up, she challenges her to a match. They have the match, and the women get disqualified. They won't stop punching each other. You're supposed to be wrestling, not punching. The referee disqualifies them. So Zelina Vega and Theory are leaving, and they challenge them to a 6-man tag, or it'd be 4 men and 2 women, 3 on each side. Tag team match. Now we just watched them have a tag team title defense. Then we watched the 2 women fight. Now all 6 of them gonna be in the ring at the same time. They done stretched this out for 45 minutes. And for those of you who would complain about that, that's better than watching an old WrestleMania rematch from 5 years ago, okay? I'd rather keep watching something live than them show something that we already seen about 4 or 5 times. So at least they didn't have any old 45-minute matches for to sit here and watch or fast forward past. Because every time they show something from WrestleMania, I fast forward past it. We saw it already. Show me something new. I want to see the aftermath of WrestleMania. Stop showing me what happened at WrestleMania. Because most people should be able to get a copy of it. You don't have to pay for it. You can go online and see it for nothing. So there's no reason. It ain't like the old days when they had to pay for $50 pay-per-views. Now you can go and you can see the whole thing for nothing. For those of you that don't know, you need to find the secret. You can go several places and see it for nothing. So I wasn't going to say, I can fast forward and pass it. I'm not going to watch the same thing. So they had the 6-man tag. Theory and Garza dominated. But Montez Ford made the tag because the other person got knocked down. So Bianca Belair came in with Selena Gomez. Bianca Belair gave her the kiss of death to KOD, her finishing move, and you got the 1, 2, 3, and there you go. So now Bianca Belair is on Monday Night Raw. So now Becky Lynch has somebody to fight. That's what I got from that match. But it's still ridiculous that when you saw the manager come down dressed in wrestling gear, she always dressed sexy. She came down in wrestling gear. You knew she was going to wrestle. Come on now. But like I said, it's better than them showing an old match. I'm not going to complain. Y'all might complain. I'm not going to complain. I'd rather see them in 3 consecutive matches that's new than watch something old that I've seen already 5 or 6 times. Now, Bianca Belair threw Zelina Vega into the corner, and she went for her shoulder block. But Vega moved, and Bianca hit the post and hit her head. Then Vega was choking her on the ropes. Looked like she was going for a 619, but instead, she didn't kick her. She swung around like Rey Mysterio does, but then she grabbed her around the throat, and she actually hung off. She hung off the ring and was choking her. Looked brutal because she was actually hanging off the rope, hanging down to the floor, and was choking her by the neck. That looked pretty good. So she landed a DDT on Bianca Belair, and Belair readjusted a chin hold she had, and she turned it. She turned it into her finishing move. So let's move on from that. So the Street Profits and Bianca Belair. The Street Profits won the first match. The second match was disqualification, double disqualification. The third match, Bianca Belair won with the KOD. Let's keep moving. We're spending too much time on that. Alright. But they actually spent 45 minutes on just them 3. Next, they showed the highlights of the Bobby Lashley Aleister Black match, which I fast forwarded because we already seen it. I talked about it yesterday. If you want to go look at it. Bobby Lashley had an interview, and he told the ring announcer he either need a new manager or he need a new wife. So Lana, his new wife, came on the scene, and he left. And then Lana asked the reporter, "What did you do to my husband? Why is he so upset?" He upset because of you. You caused him to lose. So let's keep moving. So her husband lost to Aleister Black. He took on somebody that actually got a pass. He got a hall pass from catering. For those of you who don't know what catering is, that's when they have the food in the back. If you watched my show yesterday, I gave you the rundown on catering. That's for the wrestlers that get paid on the roster, that show up but don't never get to be on TV. They just come there and eat. They watch the show just like we watch the show, except they get fed. Well, Apollo Crews used to be on Raw. He is another NXT. Now, the last match was all NXT. All 6 of the people was from NXT. They're on my screen right now. The Street Profits. Now you got Apollo Crews, who was brought up from NXT, taking on Aleister Black, who, guess what, was brought up from NXT. So once again, so far, except for Liv Morgan, and wait a minute, Liv Morgan was NXT too. And so was Asuka. So far, we haven't seen any main star created stars. Everybody we've seen so far was NXT. But we on the #1 brand, Monday Night Raw. But yet, all B-team players have been here so far. And before you ask, Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler was on NXT 2. So anyway, Apollo Crews and Aleister Black had a 20-something match. This match was long. And they made Apollo Crews look good, but I kept wondering something. Wait a minute. The last time we seen Apollo Crews, he was on SmackDown with Shorty G, Chad Gable, and handicap matches getting beat up by Sheamus, who we ain't seen in weeks on SmackDown. So after the first commercial break, I think it was 3 during this match, the announcer finally said that there was a last-minute draft pick that was expiring, and they picked up Apollo Crews. Whatever. Why don't you just stop? Why didn't you say that you traded Apollo Crews? Just say you traded Apollo Crews because you needed somebody to be with Gronk. And so you took the bum that you had on Raw and you traded him for Apollo Crews so that he could be there. What the heck is Mojo Rawley? Let's get Gronk. Just say you traded him because you took Mojo from Raw and put him on SmackDown to be with the football player, Rob Gronkowski, and you brought Apollo Crews to Monday Night Raw. That's all they had to say. They ain't had to lie. Talk about some last expiring draft pick. Why you had to lie about that? We ain't stupid. But most of y'all probably didn't catch that. But I'm sure somebody else in the WIC caught it. Anyway, Apollo Crews looked good in this match. Are they trying to push him now? After 4 years since he was brought up from NXT? Are they trying to push him now? We supposed to take him seriously that we see this man get beat up week after week when you did put him on TV? All he did was get beat up and lose. Now we supposed to believe he's going to beat Aleister Black. Anyway, they filled up some TV time. I think they went about 20 minutes. Usually, Apollo Crews matches last 4. So, they did their job. I got it here in my notes. But we'll keep going. Not to mention, you had 2 fan favorites against each other. Apollo Crews and Aleister Black are fan favorites. So that's what made the match long. They were actually wrestling and not fighting. There wasn't nobody cheating. There wasn't nobody gouging eyes, nobody punching nobody in the throat. There wasn't nobody cheating. That's what made the match go so long. So, Aleister Black hit the black mask. Now, I got some stuff here. They exchanged arm locks. Nothing good. Came back for the commercial break. I explained about the late draft pick they lied about. Apollo Crews landed 2 sit-out power bombs. He landed 2 standing shooting star presses. Went up to the top, didn't get it. Aleister Black worked over his leg. He still kept trying to use his power. He finally powered him up over his head and dropped him. But in the end, he got kicked in the leg and then got the black mask kicked to the face. And 1, 2, 3, good night, Apollo Crews. So I'm struggling not to go to sleep while watching this. Really. So let's move on to the next match. Aleister Black wins. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of notes here. Man. All right. we got a tag team match. We got 2 more bums from catering. Cruiserweight. I don't even want to say it. We got Ricochet. Oh, man. And Cedric Alexander. They've been on Raw for about a year now, and they get beat every time. They 2 losers. In NXT, they were great. Cedric Alexander is a former NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Ricochet is a former North American NXT Heavyweight Champion. They let Ricochet win the United States Championship, and he held it for about 2 weeks. I don't think it was a whole 2 weeks. Ever since then, he been buried. When I say buried, I mean buried. So now they're taking these 2 losers and putting them together and expect us to care about them. But then get this. So you got an NXT Cruiserweight Champion, a former NXT North American Champion. Guess who they fighting in the tag team match? 2 NXT UK, the UK version of NXT. A tag team from there who fight on the NXT on Wednesday night. So once again, you got 4 NXT wrestlers. Are we going to get any mainstream people? So, Aleister Black. I said Aleister Black. That's daggone shame. So, you got Tony Lorcan and Danny Burch. They're European wrestlers, but they pretty good. They didn't look good in this match. They got fed. You got 4 NXT wrestlers. 2 from the UK, and the UK got fed to the former American NXT champions. Do y'all see how this show all they doing is just feeding? This is why they don't have nobody to go for the championship matches. They keep feeding everybody. Don't they understand? When you keep making the competition look like losers, when you want to have a big match, ain't nobody gonna take them seriously. You got a new tag team. These guys tagging up for the first time, Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. They beat an experienced tag team. An experienced tag team. I just don't get it. But what's next? Because I don't even want to cover this match. That's daggone shame. They brought them guys from overseas to lose. Or maybe they stuck here. Because there's a travel ban. Maybe they stuck here. And they said, hey, you might as well come on and wrestle instead of laying around. Why don't you come here and let us throw you under the bus? We know you're a good team. But we trying to start this new team of losers. So at least maybe the Street Profits will have somebody to fight. I don't know where the Authors of Pain is. I don't know where the Viking Warriors is. But at least they got somebody to feud with now. So they showed the WrestleMania match with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. So we had a promo from Kevin Owens. Seth Rollins came out looking like he was mad, like he ready to cry. But he came out, he fought somebody. They never gave the dude name. I don't know who he was. But somebody training in the NXT Performance Center. And, he came out there, threw the man to the barricade twice, stepped on his face, and won the match. There you go. Get him in, get him out. Seth Rollins, who cares? That was just a squash. So we had a return. Nia Jax, The Rock's cousin. The Usos' cousin. She returned to the ring. And guess what? She's a former NXT wrestler, but she is a Raw Women's Champion. And in one of these clips, Ronda Rousey has her in an armbar, and she taps out. So that big fat woman, that's Nia Jax. So don't say, there goes Seth Rollins right there on the screen. We just talked about him. Don't say you don't know who she is because she's on the screen. There's a reminder. I made sure to add her. Poor Samoa Joe, where is he at? I miss him. Anyway, she got in the ring with the woman name is Barraza. I can't remember her first name, but she's like no name. She's been on TV a couple times, but this was a squash. I mean, she literally drug her around the ring by her hair. At least 2 circles. Just drug her around the ring. She squashed her. Samoan drop. And then picked her up and had her in the headlock and grabbed her legs and then DDT'd her. This woman is like 260 pounds. If she DDT'd that 100-pound woman, it looks sad. She just crushed her. Anyway, it was a squash. So now Becky Lynch has 2 women to fight. So that's good. Man, why do they keep borrowing from the B brand? If NXT is the B brand, why is everybody on Monday Night Raw from NXT? So that's good. She got Bianca Belair, and now she got Nia Jax to fight. So that's good. All right. Humberto Carrillo, a bum. When I say a bum, the dude got 2 dimples in his face, and I guess he think he look cute. His offense is so sucky. I mean, he just looks soft. Everything he do looks soft. He bounce off the ropes and do arm drags and do little kicks and that don't hurt. And he got this weak flying body press, and he got a splash. And he did his moonsault and got the victory. He took on somebody named Brendan Binks or Brendan Fink. Now, the dude got some size on him. And in a few years, he might be somebody. So remember that name. But he just came to job to a jobber. So once again, we got 2 more NXT wrestlers in the ring. Squash match for Humberto Carrillo. All right. I'm just sorry. His stuff just looks soft. I think Humberto should be a model. He should wear a mask. You should give Humberto Carrillo a mask. Maybe we can take him seriously. But he looked like a little sissy. And then he punched like a little sissy. Brian Bates had him in a headlock. And he's sitting there. Get off me. Man, come on. I'm going to take him seriously. Please, WWE, please. Now, one of the good things about Charlotte Flair beating Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship means we ain't got to see her on Monday Night Raw anymore. She's going to be on Wednesday. That's her brand name. Now, she the champion. That's her brand. Who do you think was on the show tonight? They showed the highlights from the Charlotte Flair Rhea Ripley Championship match. Why? That's NXT. We watching Monday Night Raw. Why you think we want to see Charlotte? Charlotte should be bye-bye. But nope. Nope. And she's on there talking about she's the greatest. That woman got, between the 3 championships, the Monday Night Raw, the Friday Night SmackDown, and Wednesday Night NXT, that woman has 10 title reigns. And none of them title reigns, only one of them lasted more than 3 months. So why you keep talking about you the champ, but you can't keep the belt? WrestleMania last year, why didn't you beat Ronda Rousey, who on the screen right now, and why didn't you beat Becky Lynch? if you, the greatest? I'm just asking. Instead, you beat a little 23-year-old girl that's on a developmental brand, and you walking around with that championship. Why don't you go for the real titles? You can't beat Becky Lynch. And Becky took that belt from you. Bailey took that belt from you. Wasn't that you she beat and took the belt? But you ain't gone to get them championships. No, you went to the B brand. We supposed to take you seriously with all that daggone plastic surgery. Go look at her back on NXT and look at Charlotte Flair now. She looked rough back in NXT when she first started. There's a man and pump some money in her. Boy, she that plastic Barbie doll that you see on the shelf. But don't know why she need to get some butt injections. And she might look like something. Still like a damn man. I'm sorry. One thing I noticed, when they showing these highlights of these matches, they don't show the person being beat. Well, why they black the screen out? It's like 1, 2, blackout. When somebody get hit with a chair or something, right before they get hit, they black the screen out. Why they scared to show violence? This is what we're watching. We're watching staged violence. I don't understand it. So they showed an interview, 25 minutes, because the WrestleMania went off, and the new champion, Drew Barrymore, was holding the championship up, and it went off the air. But 25 minutes later, he came back out, even though nobody was there. The show went off, and he was being interviewed. And he was talking about how he's still pinching himself. He can't believe he beat Brock Lesnar and won the title. And was talking about when Paul Heyman lit a fire under him when he told Brock Lesnar, keep F5ing him till he don't get up no more. And that made him get up and fight. The Big Show came out. The Big Slow. Here's the Big Slow. There's a big slow show tonight. We got the Big Slow. Now, y'all know he has a new TV show coming out on Netflix tomorrow. So basically, he was pumping up. He was advertising his show. But he came out there with a referee, and he challenged the new champion. The man had just faced Brock Lesnar 23 minutes before. And you come out there and challenge him to a title match. Man said, I just wrestled Brock Lesnar. I ain't fighting tonight. You can't say nothing to get me to fight. And the Big Show slapped him. So, the fight was on. So they fought. Big Show dominated the match. Big Show landed his choke slam. And Drew kicked out. And so, he was going for another one. And Drew got out of it. Right? Picked up the Giant. Now, the Giant lost some weight. He ain't got no stomach no more. I give it to him. He wasn't getting ready for that TV show. The Big Show has lost a lot of weight. He actually didn't seem so much like a giant anymore. But he's still 7 feet tall. So Drew McIntyre body slammed him and gave him the Claymore kick. And that was it. And that was your Monday Night Raw. I don't know. But in my notes, I even said Big Show lost a lot of weight, no stomach at all. The Giant went for the choke slam. And he gave him the kick. Oh, the Giant was setting up for the knockout punch and missed. That's what I forgot to mention. He did throw the choke slam. He kicked out. So Big Show got up and got ready for the knockout punch. And when he threw it, Drew McIntyre ducked it, body slammed him. Gave him the Claymore kick. So it took 3 of them. He actually had 4 of them in the match to take out Brock Lesnar. It only took 1 to take out the Big Show. Yeah, whatever, WWE. Whatever. All right, y'all. That was your Monday night review. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm grateful that we got something to look at, but they could do better. Like I said, I'm grateful with what's going on right now. Because to be honest with you, they risking their lives to come out and perform. It is a risk. Because you don't know. Somebody can test positive for this COV and hours later could be showing symptoms. Could be days later. So you could be fine and then you turn around and you ain't. So I appreciate them taking a risk to come out and give us something to watch while we stuck in the house. Appreciate the entertainment. But if they're going to be showing us old clips, we could just watch the old clips. We don't need to watch the show. So I appreciate that they gave us matches. Tonight. Even though they were longer than they should be. But still, you can't complain. At least they did make an effort. But they got to work on them details, man. It's the small things. Maybe most people, I guess the casual people, don't notice or don't remember. But, stop treating me like I'm stupid. I know for a fact if I seen Apollo Crews getting beat up by Sheamus on SmackDown on Fox on Friday nights, why is he on the Monday show on USA? I'm just asking. Why is Mojo Rawley, who just lost the 24/7 championship a couple of weeks ago to Riddick Moss, another former football player, why is he showing up on Friday with Rob Gronkowski? Gronk. If he on the Monday show, what he doing on the Friday show when they supposed to be 2 different brands? It's just little things that irritate the heck out you. Why is it that they keep killing the NXT brands? Now, if y'all notice in this diagram right now, Keith Lee is the man in the middle. On your left is, his name hard to say, but Damian Priest was on the right. Dinakovic. That's a hard name to say. Dinakovic. One of them is going to be brought up to the main roster within a month. And watch and see how fast they get buried. I think that they should have let Keith Lee beat Brock Lesnar. But I guess Mr. Man said, well, we just had Kofi win the championship. You can't let black people win the championship. We gave you Kofi. Now you want us to give you Brian Lee. No, we got to have Charlotte as a champion. No, we got to have Brock Lesnar as a champion. So that he can bring the mainstream media, We used to seeing 20-minute title matches, not 5-minute matches. We tired of seeing Brock Lesnar do the same thing. Belly to back suplex, belly to back suplex, belly to back suplex, X5. We need to see people that can actually wrestle. And that's my biggest problem with the wrestling. What happened to people that can actually wrestle? You're supposed to make us believe this is real. Why you go out of your way to show us it ain't? We gonna be doing AEW on Wednesday, and let me tell you, that's supposed to be the alternative to this WWE wrestling that we've been talking about. And every week they get just as silly as WWE is. People teleporting, making lightning bolts and fire come out the air. I mean, it's getting silly. So we'll see what happened Wednesday night. So you got one show that emphasizes entertainment and comedy, and another show that emphasizes wrestling, but too much wrestling. You know, on the AEW, it seemed like they do move at the move at the move at the move at the move. You know, you supposed to do the move, and then you supposed to look over to the crowd and like, yeah, I'm going to hurt your boy today. They just move, and jumping over the top rope. I don't understand y'all young folk and that jumping over the top rope. Who won a match doing a suicida? Who's won a match doing a moonsault? Just tell me over the ropes. Who's won a match? Because you see them, pick them up, put them back in the ring, they never get the pin. If you miss, you lose. So why take the risk when you don't get the pin? If I'm doing a high-risk move, I want reward. My reward is not me to jump up there on the ring and hurt myself while I'm doing it. And then I bring you back in the ring and you still kick out. And now I mess my knee up or mess my shoulder up because I came down wrong. And now you can try to put a move on me and put me out. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to somebody with sense. Maybe somebody without sense. Oh, it is so pretty. Look at her flying through the air. It don't do nothing. And it seems to me like Raw is getting stuck on bringing in these Latino wrestlers. And don't get me wrong, it's nice to see them fly around the ring. My problem with the luchadors is stuff don't hurt. When last time somebody got pinned by a dropkick? Be honest. Last time somebody got pinned by Andre? When last time somebody got pinned by a flying body press? When? Name it. Them moves are weak. They don't win you no match. They might look pretty. You know, it's like going up there to the basketball court. There's always somebody that can dribble a ball and spin it around on their hand. But then when they go take it to the hoop, somebody take the ball from them. Like, oh, that look good, but you supposed to put the ball in the hoop. That's the game. The game ain't spinning the ball and doing all that fancy dribbling. Soon as you come to the hole, whoop, I'm taking the ball and I'm going the other way. That stuff look good and it might impress the ladies, but guess what? It's going to impress them when you win. So that's my problem with that. You got to have a balance. Have the flair, but give me the substance. Don't give me all substance. Add a little flair to it. But give me a little flair and then give me a lot of substance. Don't give me all substance, but don't give me all flair either. Just have a balance. As Mr. Miyagi would say, Daniel, son, you must have a balance. So have a balance. Let me see if anybody here in the chat. I'm sure it ain't because I'm on the wrong channel. Nope, nobody in the chat. All right, well, let me get out of here then. If any of my regular people happen to see this, I'll be on tonight at 5. We'll take a look at the new COV numbers. Hopefully they lower. They've been high every day. We got to reach a peak. Hopefully there are no more deaths today. We've lost 10,000 Americans to this silent killer. And people are not taking it seriously. So, I will see y'all at 5 o'clock. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. And we are out. Actually, let's play some on our way out. Play something different on the way out. What? All right, and we